Welcome to Global Hub Updates. Subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. On a quiet Tuesday, the Philippines stunned the world by canceling a $5.5 billion deal for American F-16 fighter jets. The deal was expected to anchor the Philippine Air Force's modernization and symbolize the U.S.-Philippines alliance. But the government abruptly walked away, signaling a major shift in defense priorities. The decision raised immediate questions. Why reject such advanced military hardware amid rising regional threats? The F-16s, proven in combat and flown globally, would have been a leap in capability and a deterrent in the South China Sea. Yet, Manila's move was more than a budget cut. It was a statement about the nation's future. The Department of National Defense cited not just the purchase price, but the overwhelming long-term costs of maintenance, training, and support. The government argued that the F-16s, while impressive, were simply unsustainable for the country's resources. This wasn't just about money, it was about choosing a defense path the Philippines could manage on its own terms. The announcement marked a break from old assumptions about defense policy and alliances. Observers saw this as a profound change, a declaration of a new era in Philippine defense. The country was signaling a move toward greater independence in military planning. No longer would it rely solely on traditional allies for high-end equipment. Instead, the focus was shifting to practical, sustainable solutions. This single decision would reshape the Philippines' military strategy for years, with consequences across the region. The world was left to wonder. What comes next for Philippine defense? To grasp the impact of this decision, look at the map. The Philippines sits at the heart of the South China Sea, a global trade artery and geopolitical hotspot. China's aggressive claims and military outposts have put direct pressure on Philippine sovereignty and resources. The F-16s were seen as a direct answer, offering multi-role capabilities for air and maritime defense. Their presence would have signaled resolve to defend Philippine territory. Yet, Manila's rejection of the deal seems counterintuitive with tensions so high. The answer lies in a deeper strategy, building a defense force that's sustainable, not just impressive. True security, officials argue, isn't bought off the shelf. It's built over time, within the nation's means. The government is betting that a diverse, affordable mix of assets will provide better long-term security than a handful of expensive jets. This choice reflects a sober assessment of capabilities and a commitment to a defense posture that's both effective and economically viable. Manila is redefining what modern defense means for a country in its position. The official reason was clear. The F-16s were simply too expensive, not just to buy, but to keep flying. Maintenance, spare parts, and training would have drained the defense budget for decades. For a developing nation, these costs could cripple other military and civilian priorities. Beyond finances, Manila wanted operational independence. Relying on a single foreign supplier for critical systems creates dangerous dependencies. If relations soured or priorities shifted, the F-16 fleet could be grounded. Instead, the government is prioritizing domestic defense industry growth, investing at home, creating jobs, and building technical skills. The goal: self-reliance and turning defense spending into national economic growth. The military has learned that owning advanced equipment is meaningless if it can't be maintained or operated. A grounded fleet is just an expensive liability. The new strategy is about acquiring assets that fit the Philippines' needs and budget. The focus is on sustainability and readiness, not prestige. Manila is determined to build a force that's truly capable, not just impressive on paper. The world took notice. In Washington, disappointment was palpable. The F-16 deal was key to U.S. Indo-Pacific strategy and alliance building. The sale would have deepened military ties and ensured interoperability. Its rejection is seen as a missed opportunity amid rising U.S.-China competition. Southeast Asian neighbors watched closely. Many face similar budget constraints and are wary of overdependence on major powers. Manila's move could inspire others to pursue more practical, cost-effective defense strategies. In Beijing, the decision was likely welcomed as a sign of shifting alliances and an opening to improve ties with Manila. The Philippines hasn't signaled a pivot to China, but the dynamic has changed. For the global arms industry, the message is clear. Developing nations want sustainable, affordable solutions, not just the latest tech. Suppliers from South Korea, Turkey, and Sweden may benefit as countries seek capable but less costly platforms. The Philippines' decision is a wake-up call for defense contractors to adapt to new realities. The era of automatic big-ticket purchases is over. Nations are now conducting careful cost-benefit analyses. The focus is shifting from prestige to practicality. The regional defense landscape is evolving. Manila's choice could set a new trend across Southeast Asia. The F-16 rejection marks a turning point, away from heavy reliance on the US toward fiscal prudence and self-reliance. This isn't about abandoning allies, but about building a more independent, resilient defense. The new approach asks, what can we afford to sustain and operate ourselves? The focus is on developing local industry and acquiring manageable assets, reducing strategic vulnerabilities. The defense budget is now spread across a range of capabilities: coastal radars, patrol vessels, drones, and light combat aircraft. This creates a flexible, multi-layered defense tailored to the Philippines' archipelagic geography. The goal: maritime awareness, border protection, and rapid response across thousands of islands. By investing in diverse, sustainable assets, the Philippines is building a defense architecture that's practical and enduring. For years, the F-16 was the Philippine Air Force's dream, a symbol of modernity and national pride. After retiring its F-5s, the country lacked supersonic air defense for a decade. The F-16 promised a return to the jet age with multi-role capabilities and deterrence in the South China Sea. But the dream came with strings attached, deep dependence on US technology, training, and support. Some policymakers feared this would limit strategic autonomy and entangle the Philippines in foreign rivalries. The debate boiled down to capability versus independence. Ultimately, concerns about long-term costs and dependency outweighed the allure of prestige. The decision to walk away reflects a pragmatic choice for self-reliance. The Philippines is prioritizing a force it can truly sustain and control. The era of chasing symbols is over. The focus is now on building real, independent strength. With the F-16s off the table, the Philippines is embracing a pragmatic modernization path. The focus is on affordable, sustainable assets that fit the country's needs. Instead of top-tier fighters, planners are considering light combat aircraft and advanced trainers. Cheaper to buy, easier to maintain, and more numerous. This good-enough philosophy ensures a credible air presence without crippling costs. Maritime domain awareness is now a priority, with investments in patrol aircraft, coastal radars, and drones. The Navy is acquiring smaller, locally built patrol vessels. The Army is investing in mobile anti-ship missiles. The strategy: a resilient, distributed defense network, a porcupine defense that deters aggression by making the country a hard target. It's about readiness, flexibility, and sustainability. The Philippines is building a force designed for its unique challenges. The success of the South Korean F-A-50 light combat aircraft has shaped Philippine defense thinking. Acquired in 2015, the F-A-50s are affordable, effective, and easy to maintain. They prove their worth in combat and training, boosting readiness and building skilled personnel. The F-A-50 experience showed that capable, cost-effective jets can meet the country's needs without breaking the bank. Future plans likely include expanding the F-A-50 fleet or acquiring similar aircraft, like Sweden's Gripen. The goal: maximize the number of operational fighters for a given budget, increasing presence and capacity. The Air Force now values numbers, readiness, and sustainability as much as raw performance. The modernization program is maturing, focused on what works, not just what impresses. The Philippines is building a smart, sustainable Air Force for the future. Turning down the F-16s marks a defining moment. Philippine security is now about independence and diversification. Manila is building ties with a wider range of partners, seeking technology and equipment that fit its new priorities. Central to this vision is a robust local defense industry, with investments in shipyards, munitions, and tech development. The Self-Reliant Defense Posture Program aims to reduce foreign dependence, boost security, and drive national development. As the Philippines becomes more self-reliant, its regional influence will grow. The country is moving from junior partner to confident middle power, able to manage its own security and contribute to regional stability. This is a long-term vision, requiring patience and investment. The F-16 decision is more than a budget cut. It's a strategic pivot. Philippine security will be defined by resilient institutions, strong industry, and wise planning. The nation is laying the foundation for a truly independent and sustainable defense for generations to come.